From South Carolina Public Radio, this is Who, What, When, an hour of history, games, and trivia. I'm Daniel Thompson.
And I'm Brandon Gray. And this week we have something really special for
do.
you. We are looking back on some of our favorite moments from Who, What, When so far. Dan.
We are, Brandon. You could call it a very special episode.
It is very special.
Coming up later this hour, we've got games about the history of the Academy Awards, famous Super Bowl halftime shows, bizarre stories from the history of space travel, and so much more.
And Dan, I'm really looking forward to hearing all these segments again. We have such a fun time doing the show and interacting with all our callers. It's often the highlight of my week, and I just want to relive it.
Yeah, well, same, Bran.
Yep.
It's so great playing games with our contestants each week. It's a blast hearing them work through the questions we come up with, and it's even better when they get the right answers.
Yeah, and that is why we're taking time to listen back to these segments this week. It's the listeners who call in and play along who really make this show what it is. Dan, I think it's safe to say we literally could not do this show without.
Shout out to our contestants.
Shout out.
Out to the callers.
Shout out.
They're the ones that make it happen. It's not just them that makes this program possible. We say it every week, Bran, but it's true. It's also every listener who takes time to make a donation to South Carolina Public Radio.
It's true. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to everybody who supports this station. If you've given to South Carolina Public Radio in the past, thank you so much. If you've been listening to this show for a while but haven't taken the steps to become a listener supporter, it's not too late. Just call 800-256-8535. That's 800-256-8535. Or you could give online at southcarolinapublicradio.org.
And what better time to give them right now, Bran? We say it all the time. Give for the first time. Give again. Add a zero. We like to add a zero around here. You hear us say it at the end of every episode. The program's funded by donations to the ETV Endowment of South Carolina. This is your time to be a part of that funding. We couldn't do it without you.
That is the magic, Dan, of public radio.
Bran, how about we give some folks time to think about their pocketbooks and how much money they're going to add to their current donation, and let's get to our first set.
I love it. Let's do it.
This is from an episode we did about the history of the Super Bowl.
Okay, so this quiz was about probably like the great football players over the years, maybe the coaches,
you would think that.
maybe the stadiums.
You would think that. It's actually about some notable halftime show performances.
Oh, now we're talking, Dan.
When the real show happens.
That's
the Super Bowl
right.
halftime show has basically become its own event. It's like its own TV show.
That's exactly right. There have been some very famous and sometimes infamous halftime shows over the years. That is why we invited our contestants Houston and Jonathan to take a trip down memory lane with us and try to identify these notable performances from the history of the Super Bowl.
Houston, the first question about the Super Bowl halftime show is going to be yours. Are you ready?
Yes.
Bruno Mars didn't hog the spotlight during his first Super Bowl halftime performance in 2014. He gave it away now as he was joined by this California rock band.
Wow.
Is it A, Van Halen, B, the Eagles, or C, the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it is. Houston out of the gate.
No
strong.
hesitation. No
None.
hesitation.
You think it was the clue in the
I think it
question?
might have been the way that you said, gave it away now. You gave it away.
I gave it
Yes.
away. That's the goal here. We want to make everybody. Houston can confirm.
Can confirm? That's
Can
what did it.
confirm.
That's what did it.
Jonathan, you know your question isn't going to be as easy because that's how this game works.
Oh, he just sighed.
He sighed. Your question here about
sighed.
Super Bowl halftime. The 2007 halftime show featured Prince playing Purple Rain in the actual rain, an iconic moment
Amazing.
in halftime history. But Prince also covered Best of You, a song from this Seattle, Washington rock band. Is that A, Foo Fighters, B, Pearl Jam, or C, Nirvana?
Oh man, guys, this is a disaster already. And look, I'm going to just go ahead and say that I am not crazy familiar with any of the catalogs of those musicians. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I didn't listen to them much. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to go Foo Fighters, maybe?
He's going to go Foo Fighters, and you know what's wild is he's correct.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Talk about a lucky break there
What
for
a
Jonathan.
pull.
Jonathan said he doesn't know Foo Fighters. Doesn't matter. He got it right.
I mean, Houston might win, but Jonathan's not just going to give it away.
No, he is not. That's exactly right.
It's 1-1 here, talking about the halftime performances of the Super Bowl. Houston, your next question starts right now. In 1992, CBS aired The Big Game and decided that the halftime show would be figure skating. Seizing on the opportunity, Fox announced they were airing a special live version of this sketch comedy show during halftime, resulting in 22 million people turning the channel from the Super Bowl to Fox. Is that A, Mad TV, B, In Living Color, or C, Saturday Night Live?
Saturday Night Live wouldn't be it.
Okay.
Must be In Living Color.
Must be In Living Color, and Houston must be correct again.
Wow, amazing.
Wow.
I have so many questions about that question.
It should be a history story at this point, really.
What was that?
This is a figure skating performance. Before 1996, the Super Bowl occasionally would just do some... we're going to talk about some more of them
so
here.
I knew there were some marching bands and
There's
some other different
stuff.
things.
Don't give anything away, but there's some rando stuff. But
figure skating is
it was
fascinating.
the Winter Olympics in 92.
Okay.
And
So did they go outside of the stadium?
I don't know.
For that?
I got to be honest.
Or
I was alive during this, but I didn't know.
wheel in the skating rink? I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Houston doesn't. He's got them both right. Jonathan, it's a chance to tie this thing back up. Your question here about Super Bowl halftime performances. This world-famous boy band had to hang in tough after they were bumped from their planned performance at the 1991 Super Bowl due to coverage of Operation Desert Storm.
That's so sad.
Is it A, New Kids on the Block, B, Boys to Men, or C, New Edition?
I just don't see. I think that it's going to have to be New Kids on the Block. That's what it's an educated guess as best as possible to go against Houston at this point.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits, and Jonathan's correct.
How about that?
Once again, pulling it out.
As somebody who has been bumped from national TV before, and I'm not going to talk about it. This is a worst case scenario for New Kids on the Block.
That's right.
I hate to see it, and I feel for them.
Did you get the clue in the question?
No.
Did you get it, AT? Yeah, Hangin' Tough. Hangin' Tough was a New Kids song. That's exactly
There you go.
right.
Well done.
Yeah.
I bet that's what gave it to Jonathan, too, right, Jonathan?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, totally. Knew it.
All right. Ty Ballgame, we got a perfect game on our hands. Brent, you want to sign that horn or not yet? Okay, there we go. Houston, your question here on the halftime performances of the Super Bowl. One of the most infamous Super Bowl halftime performances was really the scandal that followed the Justin Timberlake-Janet Jackson performance in 2004. Turns out that entire performance could have been avoided had this Atlanta rap duo agreed to perform edited versions of their hits, Hey Ya and The Way You Move. Is that A, Little John and the East Side Boys, B, Outkast, or C, Young Guns?
Outkast.
Houston, I love the confidence, and I love you hearing Lil Jon and going, no.
It was either no or yeah.
I love that.
Houston has got it right.
Got it.
He's 3 for 3.
And also, I was today years old when I found out that Outkast could have performed at the halftime show and didn't, and now I'm mad about it.
They were asked if they could do an edited version of Hey Ya and The Way You Move, and they said, no, we will not do it. How crazy is that? Jonathan, if you weren't nervous before, you should be now.
I'm terrified.
All right, man, Jonathan just hung up.
Jonathan forfeited on who I win. All right, you're still in it right now. Jonathan, perfect game still intact. Your third question about the Super Bowl halftime. In 1989, this Elvis Presley impersonating magician performed. Are you going to be all right?
Oh, that's amazing. Keep going.
We'll start from the beginning.
Sorry.
In 1989, this Elvis Presley impersonating magician performed at halftime of the Super Bowl and attempted to perform a 3D magic trick for viewers watching at home with their glasses on. It's considered the worst performance in Super Bowl history.
Oh, bring it back.
Who was it? Is it A, the Abraca Hound Dog, B, the Illusion King, or C, Elvis Presto?
Oh, man. I mean, I know it right away. No, I don't. I don't know this right
I'm
away.
glad I didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is just, I mean, first of all, Elvis Presto is exactly what I want it to be just because of the name alone. But I have no confidence in that being actually the
Has
name.
that stopped you before?
Do you have
Jonathan?
more confidence in the Abraca Hound Dog?
I do feel like the Abraca Hound Dog is maybe my favorite, if that helps, but I don't know that it would be a crowd favorite or a crowd pleaser. It does sound like the 3D was also not a crowd pleaser, so maybe that would make me lean towards that name because whoever's making that decision might pick that name anyway. So you're getting my whole thought process through this, but I'm going to have to go with Elvis Presto.
He's going with
Final
Elvis
answer.
Presto, and Jonathan is working some magic of his own because he's correct again.
How about that, Jonathan?
Man.
Nice going.
Wow.
I told you I knew it right up front.
That's right.
No doubt in my mind.
No doubt.
I got to be
Elvis
honest.
Presto.
I don't know what we need to do, how many signatures we need on some sort of, what's it called?
Petition?
Elvis Presto needs to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Bring him back this next Super Bowl, whenever it is. We got to make it happen.
The Abraca Hound Dog, I believe it or not, I wrote that one.
What? You wrote that? That's crazy.
Houston, perfect game alert. Your question about the Super Bowl halftime performances to break the tie. The most watched halftime performance of all time featured this pop star royalty in 1993, where more people, 133.4 million in the U.S. and 1.3 billion worldwide, more people watched the halftime show than actually watched the game itself. Who performed? Was it A, Whitney Houston, B, Michael Jackson, or C, Tony Braxton?
93 would have been early for Whitney. And it's got to be the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
He heard royalty. He put King of Pop together. He knew when Whitney's heyday was. He's right again. Houston. Michael Jackson. That's 4 in a row, sir.
Do you know what
Yeah, but that guy, Jonathan's right on my heels.
I know,
He is.
but what's amazing about this is as confident as Houston has been with every question, Jonathan has been the opposite, and yet it does not matter. And I think that is the magic of who what when.
That's exactly right. Yes. Jonathan, a chance to keep the perfect game intact. No pressure here. 2015's halftime show was taken over by a 7-foot fish with a dream. Some might call it a teenage dream, as what would forever be known as the left shark.
Oh,
Threw caution and choreography to the wind during this
legend.
pop star's performance.
a legend.
Is it A, Christina Aguilera, B, Katy Perry, or C, Rihanna?
I feel like Houston right now. I'm channeling it. My confidence level is through the ceiling that it is Katy Perry without hesitation.
Without hesitation, Katy Perry is correct.
Beautiful.
These two guys know their halftime performances, Bran. That's the only thing I can possibly deduct.
Our producer AT actually was the left shark. Is that
You
right,
were
AT?
left shark? Man, I
Really?
can't. If we have extra time, left shark would be fantastic.
Write that down. We'll come back
That would
to
be
it.
really good. Yeah. All right, Houston, it's a tie game. It's a perfect game. Your last question of the round, Super Bowl halftime performances. Here we go. This pop star's 2017 performance began with her jumping off the roof and rappelling down to the stage like she was in an action movie. Was she trained for that sequence, or was she just born this way?
Oh.
Is it A, Carly Rae Jepsen, B, Lady Gaga, or C, Rihanna?
I wish it were Rihanna, but I'm going to go with Lady Gaga.
Why do you wish it was Rihanna, Houston?
She's got charisma.
Yes, she
Got
does.
charisma.
Unlike Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga
She's
can...
got it too.
No,
Alan.
no, Houston, you
Not
said
what
loud
I
and
heard.
clear. Lady
Not
Gaga
what I
can
heard.
kick rocks, but you are correct. It was
Correct.
Lady Gaga.
Houston is correct again. A perfect round from Houston. That's Lady Gaga. And Jonathan has a chance to make it a perfect round for both players and a perfect game.
Yes,
so far.
I want that fanny pack.
Yeah, you
know
do.
you
We
do.
all
Listen,
do.
Jonathan, do you want to weigh in on the Riz of Lady Gaga versus Rihanna? You got a dog in that fight?
Yeah, totally. I was just talking about it yesterday, actually. Rihanna's Riz is like at least 12% higher.
Yeah, 12%.
12%. I think that's actually pretty fair.
Yeah, totally. But I do want the fanny pack. Houston he's got the pressure.
Yeah.
Right? It's so high right now. I'm getting sweaty here in my house. It's so intense.
It's getting real.
I don't know how much I'll be able to keep up.
It's getting real. Your last question, Jonathan, to keep the perfect game alive. Here you go. The 1995 Super Bowl halftime show was the last show that wasn't a musical act.
Wow.
Featuring instead stunts performed by actors resembling Harrison Ford and Karen Allen from this beloved movie franchise. Is it A, Indiana Jones, B, Star Wars, or C, Back to the Future?
You know, yesterday I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. I watched it yesterday morning, and I'm going to take it as a sign, maybe divine intervention, dare I say. So I'm going to go with Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is correct.
Amazing.
Also, I want Jonathan's schedule to watch Raiders on a Monday morning. How do I work that out?
Jonathan just put it out into the world that he is looking for a job. I kid, Jonathan.
Oh, my goodness.
Amazing.
Man.
And I got to be honest, would be open to bringing that halftime show back as well. A stunt show?
Elvis Presto, a stunt show.
Why not combine them? Why not combine them all? Do it all on the ice.
On ice.
Can you imagine Elvis Presto on ice? My God. This is Who, What, When. I'm Brandon Gray here with my co-host Daniel Thompson. And this week we're enjoying some of our favorite moments from the past year.
It's always fun to listen to a best of, and we hope these moments are some of your favorites as well. We get a kick out of sharing our love of history and joyful learning with you each and every week. And your financial support, Brant, that's what makes it all possible.
It's so easy to support Who, What, When and everything else that you get from South Carolina Public Radio. You can make a donation just by calling this number, 800-256-8535. Or if you would prefer doing it online, you can do that. Just click the donate button at southcarolinapublicradio.org. And I'll say this, and this is true, Dan, any amount helps.
That's exactly right. While you think about the amount you're going to give, we're going to take a quick break. But coming up, we're going to look back on the history of the Academy Awards. That's right, the Oscars.
That's next, here on Who, What, When.
Welcome back to Who, What, When, an hour of history, games, and trivia from South Carolina Public Radio. I'm Daniel Thompson. I'm here with my good buddy, Brandon Gray, and we're listening back to some of our favorite moments from our show.
And we love this because it's not just a chance for us to celebrate the show, but also you, the listener, because you tune in each week ready for the challenging history games we throw your way. Challenging is an interesting word.
Interesting.
They are
Sometimes.
challenging in a sense.
Yeah.
It's so much fun having this time with you, and we thank you, the listener. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's right, Bran. It's challenging, it's fun, and we have a fun time because of the listeners of the show that call in, the listeners that just support us by listening. We can't do it without you, and that's especially true when it comes to your financial support. Donations from listeners just like you help to fund this program as well as all of the services you get from South Carolina Public Radio.
That's right. And if you're in a position to do so, please consider making a financial gift right now to support this show for another year. We'd love to do this for another year. We need your help in order to do that. Just call 800-256-8535. That's 800-256-8535. Or you could donate online at southcarolinapublicradio.org. And I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of it.
That's right.
Thank you so much for doing it.
TIA, thanks in advance. Our next game's from an episode looking at the history of the Academy Awards.
Ooh.
There are so many notable moments from the past almost 100 years of the Oscars, as well as so many famous Best Picture winners.
That's right, but there's also many well-known and beloved movies that surprisingly weren't nominated for a single Academy Award. And that is why we wanted to touch on them in a game we called Oscar or Noscar.
One of my favorite segment names of all time. For this game, Bran gives a dramatic dramatic reading of a memorable movie quote that were from either an Oscar-nominated movie, aka Oscar, or from a movie that received 0 Oscar nominations, aka Noscar, short for no Oscar. That's why we say
No
Noscar.
Oscar. Yeah,
we
right.
asked our contestants, Vince and Adam, to tell us which category these quotes came from, and even offered them a bonus point if they could tell us which movie we were quoting.
Let's check it out.
Oscar or Noscar? First question. The movie quote's coming your way, Adam. Brian, take it away.
So, even though you have broken my heart yet again, I wanted to say to you, in another life, I would have really liked just doing laundry and taxes with you.
Quality.
Thank you.
Quality stuff. Adam, what are you thinking over there?
So I am thinking that I feel like I remember this movie, and I feel like there's a lot of ideas spinning around in my head. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that it is an Oscar winner.
Okay, you're right. You're right. That's 1 point for Adam there.
And again, it's swirling, but I'm feeling like, I don't know, just everything everywhere all at once. I don't know.
He is correct again. And we got ourselves a couple of ringers here.
Vince, you got your
That's
work
right.
cut out for you today
Yeah.
because not only are you now behind, you're now behind by 2 points. Now you can come back here just right now.
I got to be honest, and I wrote these, and I didn't know you guys at all, obviously. The second one, this is the easiest one. And you're welcome, because that's going to give you an opportunity to tie this thing up, in my opinion. And if you miss it now, you're going to feel real bad.
We don't know what you've seen. We don't know what you've seen.
But the only question is if you're going to think this movie won an Oscar or not. That's it. But I really did this just to have Bran deliver it. So, all that being said, Adam's got a 2-point lead. Vince has the board. Oscar, Noscar, Bran, take it away.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you've done. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
All right. If we could be misleading in the quotes, we will be. Vince, what are you thinking over there?
And I do just want to, again, Vince, that's actually me reading. It's not
It's
a
not
direct
the direct actor, if you
clip
can believe
from
it. Yeah, we
the
did not have the
movie.
rights to the
We
clip.
don't have that.
I didn't know any better. I believe it's an Oscar.
It's an Oscar. He's correct.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was Liam Neeson in Taken.
That is Taken, correct. This was actually a screen test of Dolly Parton doing the Liam Neeson role, which she did not book.
But I gotta be honest, would watch.
Would
100%
100% watch. No question about it. All right. It's 6-6. We're playing Oscar and Oscar here on Who What When, South Carolina Public Radio. Adam, the board is yours. Bran's going to give you a quote. Take it away, Bran.
But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why.
That's good stuff, Bran.
Thank you.
Really good stuff.
And I haven't gotten roles. I
You haven't gotten
don't even get
anything.
callbacks.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, Adam, what are you thinking?
I am completely lost at sea with this one.
Finally.
I'm not pulling your leg now. I am going, good Lord, man.
Well, at least you get a
Noscar.
chance.
I'm saying Noscar because just the odds are so far. I had one Oscar. I'm going Noscar now. What do you think?
He's
Am I right
saying
there?
Noscar, and I got to
Saying Noscar. Even though I would give you the Oscar.
Thank
for that
you.
line reading.
Yeah. Well, I think we all would. It's just I can't believe you're here in South Carolina, not out in Hollywood. He's saying Noscar, and Adam, for the first time all game, someone is incorrect.
Oh, no.
He's
What
incorrect.
movie is it?
The movie is Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Oh, no.
That's Samwise Gamgee is who that is.
God.
Yeah. Is that going to sting? Do you have some cred that
gonna
is
keep you up at
crumbling now?
I really do. That's not the right one to get wrong, but I will tell you, partner. I should hang up, cry a little bit, but I think I'll stay on just for you guys.
Oh, he missed the one that he loves. That is wrong. All right.
What did that win for? Do you know?
It won several technical awards. It was nominated for Best Picture, did not win. But remember, these movies just have to be nominated.
Just Oscar nomination.
It does. All of these movies, I believe, that are Oscars and not Oscars did win something. There's only
in some categories.
There's only one that I think might not have, but they're all Oscar noms.
Yep.
They all are Oscar,
Yep.
would be affiliated with the Oscar brand, but that one is an Oscar winner for sure. All right, Vince, the door is open for you to take the lead here, buddy. It's a big moment here in Who, What, When. We're playing Oscar and Oscar. The quote's coming your way. Bran, take it away.
And really, I'm going to start to resent you for even asking me to stop drumming. And we're just going to start to hate each other. And it's going to it's going to be ugly. And so for those reasons, I'd rather just, break it off clean because I want to be great.
What a reading.
Thank
there.
you.
Vince, what are you thinking?
I'm drawing a blank. I got to be honest.
It's getting tough here.
I don't want to commit the fallacy that Adam did and just go with the other one because I got one previous. I'm going to say, oh goodness, I am going to commit the fallacy. I'm going Oscar.
He's going Oscar, and he is correct.
Uh-oh.
Has taken his first lead. Vince, you've taken your first lead. Vince, what Oscar-nominated movie is this for a bonus point?
See, this is the trouble. I don't recognize the quote at all. I'm going to say Rocket Man.
He's going to say Rocket Man.
I like
steal?
that.
Can I slip in for the steal?
You can. Hey, Adam, I know you're trying to make up for the fact you missed a Tolkien question, but you can't steal. But if you want to show us your movie prowess and tell
if
us
you
the
wanna show
correct
off.
answer, go for it.
It's not about showing off, man. I just want the fanny pack.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's Whiplash. It's
Yeah.
Whiplash.
Whiplash,
It's
a top
Whiplash.
10 movie of the decade for me as well. Whiplash is the correct answer.
Love that
Drum
movie.
was the key word there. That is a tough one.
But I like that he went in the musical route, though, or the
Yes.
music route.
Yeah, Rocket
with
Man was a
Rocket
solid
Man.
guess.
Yeah, it's
and
actually
he
really
also has the lead now, and we got an odd number, so
huge.
it's getting crazy out here. Adam, are you ready for a little redemption here?
I hope so.
All right, it's 7-6, Vince. Adam has the board. Oscar or Noscar? Bran, hit me.
I'm the dude. So that's what they call me. That or his dudeness or duder or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Adam, I think by now you're going to figure out that the first part of this question is harder than the second part of this question.
It really is.
Is that
He's gotten
Oscar or Noscar? Because you can't get the second point.
That's exactly
without
right.
the first
You
point.
gotta get the first
That's
part
why I
right,
put it in
Adam.
there.
I'm wondering if there's some editing with that weird sequence going, or the maybe even set design with just the rug choice that really brought the room together. And
I think it's fine for us to ask, what movie are you talking about? As you're
I'm talking about The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
There, partner.
Okay, so the Big Lebowski is correct, but he can't get that point without the first point. That's why this was in here. It's a tricky boy.
I like where you're going with it. I am gonna grab a coin over here real quick. And
Okay.
just do a little flip skis. Ting. Do we Foley it? I don't know how you do coin flips on the radio.
We don't.
We don't.
You don't do? Oh, nothing like that. Okay, well, I'm just going to go that it did get an Oscar for something weird that I wouldn't have thought about, at least a nom, maybe editing, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, let's say yes, Oscar.
Considered one of the best movies to not receive an Oscar nomination. It is The Big Lebowski.
That hurts.
That stings.
That one stings.
When I wrote this question, I was like, this is borderline unfair, but I love it if it's a big movie buff. He's a medium-sized movie buff. Adam,
Just don't ask him any Lord of the Rings stuff.
that's right. Yeah. He's bad on.
Forget about that part.
He's bad on Coen Brothers and Lord of the Rings. Sorry. So, Vince, you still have a lead, and you have the board. You got a chance to open up a little bit of a lead here. Oscar and Oscar. Bran, take it away.
I can't learn anything from you that I can't read in some book unless you want to talk about you, who you are. And I'm fascinated. I'm in. But you don't want to do that, do you, sport? You're terrified of what you might say.
Heavy hitting. Vince, what are you thinking over there?
Again, drawing another blank.
Here we
Couldn't
go.
tell you the movie. Couldn't then tell you if it's an Oscar or Noscar reliably. I'm going to have to go with Adam's little choice of flipping a coin, but I'll go back to the thing I introduced earlier. I'll do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo again.
Sure.
I love it.
So, eeny, meeny, Mine.
You're going to do it right
Mo.
now. Okay, cool.
Catch a tiger by the toe. Oscar.
Did you say Oscar or an Oscar? It sounds very similar.
Oscar.
He said Oscar, and he is correct.
Oh, no.
It is Oscar. Vince,
I'm happy for you, Vince.
with a chance to take a commanding 3-point lead in this game here and maybe move on to win that fanny pack. What movie is it?
Could that be Field of Dreams?
Field of Dreams is not a bad guess. It isn't. It is incorrect. Adam, you want to steal that one too?
If you give me the point for Good Will Hunting, I clap.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to feel like Adam can't catch a break
That's
here.
tough.
Can you just ask him 2 in a row, and I'll get the ones I know, and it'll be great again?
Adam is correct. He doesn't. It's not worth anything, but he's correct. It's Good Will Hunting. But the good news, Adam,
You can put
is
all those correct answers in the fanny pack that you're
you
currently
don't
not
get.
getting.
Yeah,
But
it's 8-6. Vince is winning. But Adam, if you get back on the right side of the board here, you can tie this bad boy up. We're playing Oscar and Oscar here on Who, What, When. Is stakes are high. Stakes are high. Adam, the question's yours. Bran, take it away.
the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody. It gonna hit you as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Now, what I love about that reading is it started somewhat Australian and ended up deep south.
Listen, I just do what the page calls me to do. I personally wouldn't have done that if it was up to me.
Of course.
But again,
Adam,
I just read the lines.
What are you thinking over there?
I'm thinking of the time that I ran up the stairs at the Philadelphia Art Museum, and I'm imagining whether or not I had an Oscar in my hand, and that's surprisingly tricky. Darn it. And I was going to say other words there, but we're on the radio, and I know you two are wholesome.
Yeah, we are. We're family folks.
You're good people. You're churchmen.
That's right.
Let's flip another coin real quick. We're going to go here. I got it right in my hand. Ting. Oh, God. I really don't like this game anymore. Let's say no Oscar for Rocky.
All right.
I think you mean Nosker.
Nosker is what you're looking
That's
for.
right, Nosker. I'm so sorry.
Nosker is correct, and your film choice is?
Rocky.
I'm sorry that second part is incorrect. Rocky actually did get an Oscar nom, several of them, if you can believe it. This quote is from Rocky Balboa, the sixth movie in the franchise.
You didn't let me finish. You cut me off.
Yeah. And Rocky Balboa did not receive any Oscars.
No, but you're right about right about the Nosker.
Yeah,
You said
even though I
Nosker.
thought, okay.
Yeah, so it's 8-7. Door is
I
still
was
open.
wrong enough to be right.
That's right. Now, I will say this. If Vince gets this one and the movie, it's over. It's over. So, Vince, you have a chance to put it away here. And if you do, you're going to the fanny pack round. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be, Bob.
Great. I love it. Bran, hit me.
However, that blue sweater represents millions of dollars and countless jobs, and so it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing the sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
Wow. Man, that was bold. Vince, you getting anything there?
Got hints of fashion and design.
Okay.
One movie comes to mind when you bring up fashion and design. I believe this movie did win an Oscar, so I'm going to say Oscar, The Devil Wears Prada.
He's saying Oscar. He's right.
Wow.
He's saying The Devil Wears Prada. He's right.
And he's moving on.
And just like that, medium film buff Adam from Baltimore is sunk by the Lord of the Rings.
Adam's going to spend the rest of his Saturday watching Lord of the Rings, crying.
It's brutal.
It's weird because I have it on in the background right now.
That is weird.
I just haven't gotten to that part.
Adam, you are a fantastic player here on Who, What, When, and it's sad. It's sad to think about the fact that you can't move on. I can't believe it. I'm in a little bit of shock here. Adam, any final words from you?
Final thoughts, Vince. I'm proud of you, and I hope you get that fanny pack and wear it proudly. And I'm envious. And gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to keep listening, even though I am horribly embarrassed by my performance. I'll always be a fan. Thinking of you.
You're listening to a special best of edition of Who, What, When. I'm Brandon Gray here with my friend Daniel Thompson, and we're revisiting some of our favorite moments from the past year.
That's right, Bran. We love getting to spend some time with you each and every week, have fun looking back on the past, learning something new, and making history together one question at a time. And we know you love that too, and that's why we ask that you consider making a donation to help fund this program for years to come.
You can make a gift of any amount by calling 800-256-8535. That's 800-256-8535. Or you could give online by clicking the donate button on southcarolinapublicradio.org. We truly do mean any amount that fits your budget. Every dollar counts in supporting the show and supporting public radio.
And we're hearing from the call center that we saved the max, and we're already getting a ton of donations
Amazing.
for this show in particular. So I want to thank you in advance for those who are going to join us and give even more money moving forward. Coming up after this short break, we're going to hear some stories from the history of space travel that may be too wild to believe.
That's next on Who, What, When.
Welcome back to Who, What, When, South Carolina Public Radio's Hour of History, Games, and Trivia. I'm Daniel Thompson.
I'm Brandon Gray. Dan, I'm having the best time today, revisiting some of our favorite Who, What, When moments so far. It's been an amazing year that we've been doing this show, and getting to go back and listen to some of these moments, it's incredible because each week, we're actually exploring history together, Dan, and you are truly an important part of this show. I'm talking about you, listener.
I thought I was for a second there.
You're
Turns out the listener.
That's right.
Without the generosity of you, the listener, we all wouldn't have this opportunity to play these fun, educational, and, well, sometimes silly games here on Who, What, When. And here's the thing. If you haven't already donated to South Carolina Public Radio, think about making a donation right now. This is so important. They're going to let me read the phone number, which hasn't happened in years. Just call 800-256-8535, 800-256-8535, or go to southcarolinapublicradio.org and click that donate button. Do it right now.
That was so good,
Thank you, man.
Your support is what makes this program possible each and every week.
And that includes our next game, one we play a lot around here, one we like to call History or His Story.
Yes, specifically the History or His Story about the episode on space. Mm-hmm. Dan, of course, is a former history teacher and has a great knowledge of real events that happened over the course of the years. But we all know lying is more fun.
Yeah.
And Dan, luckily, you have a knack for making up stories that sound like they could be real. And that is what History or His Story is all about. On this edition, Dan, you present 3 stories about weird occurrences in outer space. And it was up to our contestants, Meredith and E. Lizelle, to figure out which 2 were real stories and which one was entirely made up by my buddy Dan.
Story number 1, astronauts on Gemini 3 need a sandwich. Story number 1, here we go. Gemini 3 in 1965 is the first crewed mission in NASA's Gemini series. It did 3 orbits around the Earth. It was first to land in the lunar highlands, you're very familiar, where lunar module astronauts spent over 20 hours doing moonwalks or extravehicular activities.
I can moonwalk.
I bet you can. John Young was the commander of Gemini 3. He's one of the most decorated astronauts in NASA's history. He's also the commander of the first space shuttle mission in NASA history, the Columbia. He's also the commander of Apollo 16's moon landing. Needless to say, he has a fair share of accomplishments. But of all his accomplishments, Young also is involved in one of the weirdest scandals in space history. Upon boarding the Gemini 3, Young smuggled a corned beef sandwich in his pocket.
Honestly, same. I love this. Yeah.
After a successful takeoff, the two-man crew, Young and Gus Grissom, had a conversation because of the smell of the sandwich. Grissom wanted to know what the smell was. Young said it was a sandwich he brought with him, and he just wondered how it would taste in space. Young tasted the corned beef sandwich and quickly put it back in his pocket because the sandwich would stay together. And in a later view, he expounded, saying after one bite that crumbs of the bread started flowing everywhere. He said this was a thought to take a sandwich to space, but not a very good one. And that was the last they spoke about the sandwich on the trip. NASA, on the other hand, wasn't happy one bit. The U.S. House of Representatives did a full review of the incident. The Committee on Appropriations cited safety concerns about the unknown substance in the spacecraft and crumbs interfering with the operations of the spacecraft. They called it a $30 million sandwich, which corned beef can get expensive.
It sure can.
Look out.
In this economy?
NASA Associate Administrator for Manned Spaceflight said, "We have taken steps to prevent the recurrence of corned beef sandwiches in future flights." Young was reprimanded but not charged formally and continued his long and storied career as an astronaut for NASA. That's the end of story number one.
You know, this is an interesting story, one that I relate to personally as somebody who has smuggled many sandwiches into many places. I think that this is a tricky one, though, Dan, because it's not like we crushed space travel to begin with. There was lots of explosions, lots of ships that didn't quite make it. And if I'm going into one of these ships, I'm not risking
With
it.
all the things that could go wrong.
Yes, because if you touch
Pastrami
one
on
thing
rye.
wrong, if a crumb goes into one place it shouldn't go, that could mess up everything.
You're kind of cheating death with being in
You
it.
sure are. So
you
what's
may
a
as well have
sandwich?
a Sammy.
I do love his reasoning of I just wondered how it would taste. I appreciate that because it's something I hadn't thought about until now, and now I can't stop wondering about the taste. Ilizelle, after hearing this story, what are your thoughts on it? Do you have any questions?
$30 million sandwich? I feel like that's a really expensive sandwich, first of all. I wonder where he got it from, though. Do you think he made it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it
Do
was
you
from
know
a
if he made
restaurant in town that
Oh,
he really
really?
loved. Yeah,
it? Okay.
It's like a Buc-ee's brisket.
yeah, like a Buc-ee's brisket. Taking a Buc-ee's brisket up there. Meredith, any thoughts from you?
I'm picturing like the big spacewalking suit when you say he had it in his pocket and wondering like where does that fit? But I think they go in more like a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
When they go into the whatever the spacecraft is called, it seems wild that he had a sandwich in his pocket.
I envision it like a pocket square, like in his breast pocket.
It couldn't be because if he brought a sandwich, he'd want a big sandwich, wouldn't he?
For sure. You want a big boy.
but also,
He's gonna go through problems.
all right. Are we ready to move on to the next story?
I'm ready.
All right. In the second story, titled "Astronauts on Apollo 10 Hear Weird Music in Space."
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Brandon
right.
already has decided this one is true. All right, let me tell you about Apollo 10. It was 1969. It was the fourth crewed mission in the Apollo series, the second crew to orbit the moon. This is considered the dress rehearsal for the moon landing, which would occur on Apollo 11 just 2 months later. 2 astronauts were in a lunar module that orbited the moon just miles above its surface, while 1 astronaut remained in the command module, which was higher up or further away from the moon's surface. At this point, the astronauts began to hear something weird. Initially, Eugene Cernan called it a whistling sound, asking if others heard it or if it was just a problem with the comms or the microphones. John Young, yes, that John Young from the sandwich story earlier, the command module pilot, confirmed he also heard the sound, Bran. In a conversation...
Definitely not a sandwich, guys. It's definitely not a sandwich.
It's not roast beef stuck in between my 2 front teeth. In a conversation recorded by NASA, Cernan says that it sounds like outer space type music.
You know the type.
Yeah, where it's something that's being emitted into our speakers and we don't know what it is. As the orbit continued, Cernan began to complain to Mission Control and to Young that the music was eerie and it was starting to scare him. It was really bothering him. They then have a very short exchange where Cernan says, "Who's going to believe this?" John Young says, "Nobody," in between bites of his sandwich, obviously. "Should we even tell anybody about it?" The astronauts never publicly discussed the weird sounds when they returned to Earth, and NASA didn't address it until a few months later when they solved the riddle during the Apollo 11 mission. When Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin left in the lunar module to make the descent to the moon's surface, they began to hear the same music. According to Armstrong, it sounded like wind whipping around the trees. As soon as the lunar module landed, the noise stopped. They discovered at that point that the lunar module and command module both had VHF radios that were apparently causing the noise through interference on the two radios. Likely story, Brand says. That's the end of story number 2. Brand, what do you think?
Well, I think it tracks everything we know about NASA in regards to what they think that the public can handle. Proves to me that this story would be accurate. Yes, they hear something. They don't think that they should bring it public because of conspiracy theorists like myself that would latch on to this story and be like, see, this is what's happening. So they keep it secret until they figure it out, and then they go, hey, here's a funny story. So I can believe the story. I do believe, Producer AT, you have a clip of that sound. Take it away, Producer AT. Wow, that is scary. Imagine hearing that in space.
Yeah.
Ilizelle, do you have any thoughts on this story? Any questions?
Could you imagine you're in space and hearing things, and then when you come back down to Earth, they're like, yeah, no more space time for you. I think you're done.
That's true, because it's like, what do you don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, he's going, no, guys, I heard
something.
That's right.
Tough. That's tough. Yeah, that's a tough story.
Meredith, what are you thinking?
I think I would be so scared if I were them. Was that an actual clip of the? It wasn't a clip of the music, right?
That was
as real as it could be.
As Train was earlier.
Yes.
Oh, as real as Train was earlier.
Yes.
I don't know. That sounds really wild to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would be really scared if I were them.
All right. So we got 2 stories. They both had John Young in them. What do you think the odds are the third one has John Young in it?
I'm a betting man. I'm going to go 100%. Yeah. All in on black.
Pretty good odds. The third story is called Astronauts on Apollo 17 Borrow a Space Rake.
Is that similar to a dustpan?
No, NASA would never. Apollo 16 in 1972 is the 10th manned mission in the Apollo program, 5th to land on the moon, 1st to land in the lunar highlands, which are heavily cratered. These are big boy craters. They spent over 70 hours on the moon's surface, including 20 on the moon in lunar vehicles or on moonwalks. They collected over 200 pounds of lunar samples. Now, with less gravity, how do you think such moon rocks are collected? Well, with basic tools that just have a little bit more gravitational pull to them. The dustpan doesn't look as bad as it did before, did it?
That's right.
Astronauts would routinely use tools such as hammers, rakes, shovels, tongs, and scoops, all built to withstand the elements or lack thereof in outer space. Module pilot Ken Mattingly and Commander Charles Duke had a miscommunication on their last sample collection, and neither astronaut brought the space rake, which it was its name, back from the collection. So when Apollo 16 leaves, they leave a rake on the moon. They leave it. It's not in their toolbox or in their collection. And due to the timing of the module meeting up with the command module, it was determined that the rake would be left on the moon's surface. So let me take you to Apollo 17 in 1972. It is the final moon landing of the Apollo program. It's less concerned with the volume of lunar samples and more concerned with biological experiments containing 5 mice. But who's the commander of the module? You guessed it, John Young once again. They do a little bit of lunar collection in the lunar highlands, and upon collecting lunar samples, the crew of Apollo 17 happens upon the rake left by the previous crew. While the Apollo 17 crew did not need the rake and did not plan to use it, they did pose for several pictures with the rake to bring back home to the crew of Apollo 16 to make them feel silly for leaving a rake on the surface of the moon. NASA refused to let the Apollo 17 bring back the rake aboard the lunar module. Still dealing with so many unknown factors of space travel and environmental tests, there was belief that the length of exposure could be transmitted to the astronauts. In 1996, it was confirmed that such exposure obviously isn't possible, and the rake is still there, and we do have a picture of it at NASA headquarters. Wow. That is the end of story number 3.
I do love that once again, our boy John Corned Beef Young is out here trying to bring something else on board of a ship. It's just like, this is the thing that he does.
Johnny boy.
I don't know what to do with this story because it's just so silly to me. I don't know.
It's corned beef. It's crazy sounds. It's a space rake. What do you want from me?
That's
this is history, baby. Elizelle, what are you thinking here?
I feel like that is like too detailed.
Ooh.
Like you can't make that up.
Yeah.
Like it has to be true. Like they have like a mural of the rake in their office.
NASA would. $30 billion sandwich, mural of the rake.
That's right.
That's who they are. Thanks for the memory foam, you know?
Meredith, what are you feeling right now?
I love the vision of them like kind of gardening on the moon and leaving their stuff out.
You know.
And the guy trying to bring the rake back onto the spaceship. That's great.
All right, Meredith and Elizelle, you've heard all three stories for History of His Story. Take a minute and think about which one you think is true and which one you think Dan has made up. Here are the stories one more time. Astronaut John Young smuggled a corned beef sandwich and became my hero on the Gemini 3 mission in 1965. Second story. The crew of the Apollo 10 mission heard weird whistling noises while they were in space in 1969. And the third story, astronauts on the Apollo 16 mission accidentally left a rake on the moon's surface, which was later found by the Apollo 17 crew. Elizelle, we're going to start with you. Which one of these stories do you think Dan made up?
I feel like it's the music.
The music.
Why do you think that?
John Young was obviously a silly guy. I feel like he didn't have the humor to gaslight everyone to hear the music too, but he could have brought the sandwich and left the rake. Cause I don't know the guy, but I feel like he would. That's something he would do.
I love it so much.
He's a silly guy?
All right, fantastic. All right, Meredith, Elizelle has made her guess. It is now your turn. 3 choices. Corned beef sandwich, whistles and music in outer space, or the space rake. Give me which story is my story and tell me why you think that.
I feel like I've heard of the music before. At some point in my life, I feel like I've heard of that. So I think that one's true. And I truly want the corned beef sandwich one to be true because I think that's so funny. So I'm kind of willing that one to be true. So I'm going to go with the space rake being the fake one because I also don't understand how it would not have floated away or something like that.
I love it.
So
Okay.
I'm going with the space rake being the made-up one.
So here's what we have, Bran. Elizelle has chosen the music being the lie.
Yes.
Meredith has chosen the space rake being the lie. The first story, the corned beef sandwich story, 100% true.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Amazing.
No one is happier than our producer, A.T. Shire, who was
thrilled.
desperately wanted John Young to be honking on a corned beef sandwich in outer space. That's just, God, his Sammy game is strong.
John Young was high out of his mind in every possible way.
Yeah. All right, which means one of you is correct and is walking away with the fanny pack. Stop working on that second fanny pack because
I'm done. I already threw it in the trash. It's on fire.
Here we go. It's on fire in the studio here. The space rake, John Young leaving the space rake, is my story. It is a lie.
Meredith, you got it.
Which means Meredith is the winner and has completed the perfect game here on Who What When.
So the space sound is correct.
The sound story did happen.
Wow.
True story. Elizelle, I got to be honest. You got one question wrong in an hour of radio, and somehow you're not the winner. That doesn't seem fair. You were such a great player, Elizelle. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it.
We'll send you a corned beef sandwich as a second place prize.
Correct, of course.
Homemade, please.
You got it.
Of course.
You got it.
Elizelle, thanks for joining us. Meredith, you're the big winner this week on Who What When. How does it feel?
It feels awesome.
I love it.
Well, thank you all so much. This was really fun.
Thank
Thank you. And thank you so much for listening.
Yeah,
It means
tell
a
your
lot.
friends.
And that brings us to the end of this special best of edition of Who, What, When. Thank you to all of our contestants, and thank you for showing up to support this program with a donation to South Carolina Public Radio. Call 800-256-8535 or go to southcarolinapublicradio.org to give to this station right now.
Our producer is A.T. Shire. Our executive producer is Sean Birch, who's a Sustaining Star member himself.
Wow!
This show's a production of South Carolina Public Radio and is made possible in part by listener contributions to the ETV Endowment of South Carolina.
You can find out more about this show at our website, southcarolinapublicradio.org/whowhatwhen, and you can listen to an extended version of this show on your favorite podcasting app or through your smart speaker.
I'm Daniel Thompson.
And I'm Brandon Gray. Join us again next week for more history, games, and trivia right here on Who, What, When?